Hi, folks. Nick Tuckert here with the Historical Fencing Guild. Before we get into it, we've got to pay some bills, and then we'll get into the program. First and foremost, the Historical Fencing Guild is made possible by a StreamYard sponsorship from IndieCD.org. IndieCD.org, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, musicians, editors. If you are creative and you're looking to get projects done, they are the place to go. We are also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword, my ongoing the first in my ongoing manuals of defense series, which include the Fighting Axe and the Simple Spear, all part of my mission to help bring Western martial arts in a simple and reasonable manner to anyone who wants to use them. Because Western martial arts, like all arts, are for everyone. We're also made possible by the rest of my sales, including the Big Stumpy Robots line of games and novels, because I feel the same way about gaming. And most importantly, our patrons, which are being scrolled right at the bottom, patreon.com/the Historical Fencing Guild. My books are available at amazon.com. I want to put an audio shout out to the great folks who have made what we do possible. And I will do so as they scroll across the screen in a moment. But yes, please remember all martial arts are inherently dangerous. By viewing this, you waive any right to sue me, or if you try it, it's on you. But let me look at the chat to see who's coming in. Oh, we're joined by Blue Teddy. Good evening, Blue Teddy. We're going to be talking about Western martial arts, what's coming up. I did have to miss last week, but I want to shout out thanks to Off in the Woods, Frog G, Ronald Rain, that's Bladed Thesis, Kai G. Lee, Brian K. Moore, Cindy Kep, and Steve Augusto, whose funding are what allow me to buy trainers and gear that I can review it and keep things going. We have a lot to talk about. So if you're watching this, please hit like, share, and subscribe for more of this kind of content. We do have some news in that I will be filming. Oh, good evening, Thesis. Glad to see you in the chat, and glad to see Foxy if she is indeed lurking with you and or coming along later. I'm sorry, I got it back in the house like 10, 15 minutes ago, it feels like. So we're getting things done. I did miss last week, and I do apologize. I am amongst many things, a vendor at assorted conventions, and occasionally, Teddy's greeting Thesis. Occasionally, I do have to miss a broadcast because I am helping folks along. But I am very glad that I got into the LodgeCon, which was held in Peatone, Illinois. It was a 2-day event because I got to meet the Kankakee Amp Guard folks who were amazing. I also got to meet the, I believe, interim king of the Amp Guard, a gentleman in Illinois. And if I've misrepresented him or said anything, I apologize. That's my own memory being dodgy. A gentleman named Travis. I got to watch them fight, talk about what how they were fighting, was going on, check out some of their weapons. I was not permitted to spar because of the whole waiver situation and site requirements. But it was really great to see. It's been about 20 years since I've actively, I wouldn't say 20, maybe 15. Anyway, since I've actively dealt with a lot of Amp Guardians, and I was surprised and relieved to see that their training has improved quite a bit. There are still some logistical training scars, which you'll have from anything, because they don't allow headshots, but their gear has improved, their approach has improved. So even if they're playing their game, a large number of them want to get better, so they're taking training fairly seriously. And that's something I am all about supporting. It's very easy for folks to laugh and poke fun at the boffer fighters. The same way it's very easy for heavy fighters in the SCA to poke fun at the fencers, the way it's easy for Olympic fencers who, are recognized and collegiate fencers to poke fun at the historical reenactors. That has to just stop for us to move forward as martial artists and as people. Sorry. So to deal with that, we're we have to keep making bridges. And not many people know this. The Historical Fencing Guild was not originally founded and still isn't founded simply to be my fight school. It was founded because I wanted to make a bridge, a group that functioned as a Rosetta Stone between Eastern and Western martial artists, between SCA and AmpGuard and HEMA, and basically anyone who can discuss what they do from a position of knowledge and civility, so that the ideas could be exchanged. Now, in the time between us, I've had epic battles with my computer. So if there's any screen difficulties or anything like that, please understand that this system should not be working at all. I am looking to upgrade it. We've got some RAM to throw in there, hopefully, and we are looking to make that happen. So let me go through the chats before I get too caught up in the next bit of discussion. So we have evening sword family, evening thesis, and here I am. Hey, Foxy, you make every night a little bit better. Hiya, Foxy. Evening, Teddy. Hydration is important. Yes, I have fortunately, the Friday that I had to prep and do everything leading up to it, they ran out of one of my more prominent medicines, and I had some very unpleasant withdrawals about the stomach and other things. Fortunate that you guys didn't have to see me in that shape, but I have started a new medicine that's I'll have to build up to. But one of the key side effects, is dry mouth and dehydration. So I'm going to, my assorted water bottles are definitely going to be my buddies. You're going to see me everywhere with them while I go about doing what I'm doing. It did completely mess up my early part of our vacation while we set up. Another big shout out, the 7th, my wife and I celebrated our 21st anniversary. And, there aren't many people who can say that. It's beyond awesome that I've had that opportunity to spend 21 years with her. I'm currently 42, which means that from the 7th on, I officially have spent more time married to my wife than I've lived without her. And how awesome is that? So I wanted to put that out. I'm not going to go too far into it because it always makes me get misty. And then she hears it, and then she gets all misty. And we're trying to move forward in a program. So I want to make sure that this works. But if I squee or seem odd, that's why. And yes, hydration is vitally important. I may be reviewing some things around AmpGuard in the near future. I'm going to be looking into their rules again, and whether I participate with them or not, because I do prefer to be a quasi-neutral entity so that I can walk in all groups and be of service, which I had the privilege to do. I got to discuss some training techniques, and upon seeing my book, it was well received. So I am hoping to, find people I can serve through that, even if I don't partake, which has been my policy with the Society for Creative Anachronism for some years now. Because as long as I am not able to gain from association, there's nothing they can take away from me. Now, let's see. Thesis says, YouTube live, share the link. for Tea House tomorrow. I plan on going into more depth about heavy metal, Tai Chi, and other alternative training methods. Excellent. Please keep making that. I know it is a struggle, especially for a new sword channel to get going. Look how many years I've been doing this and watch my numbers. But it's very important, guys, that you get your message out there, because when you start getting your audience, they'll go back and look. Why is it? It wasn't doing that earlier. I assume my internet is being slightly problematic, but see, Foxy says, I'm the same way, and I'm excited for that program. Sounds like one of Foxy's prescriptions drives her out horribly. Yeah, I've also never worked with injectables before, so there's a whole adapting to it, and I'm on the they have to figure out tolerances and build myself up. But I don't hide my stuff. I let you guys know when things are going on, because that's part of our journey together, I think. So, yes. And congrats. Thank you, Blue. And let's see. Thesis and I have been together for what, 20 years now? Yeah. More time together than apart. Yep, we are. If we're together 21 years, if we're married 21 years, that means we've been together 23, because we dated for about 2 years before we got married, to the day, because she did not want me to have to remember another anniversary. Let's see. And Johnny, hi Johnny, how you doing, bud? Your relationship is over drinking age. Talk more about it. You're drinking enough water, so getting watery eyes won't hurt. No, like, when you find the right person, they're your companion. They're your cohort. They're the person you want at your side in good times and in bad. And there's nobody else I'd want at my side more than my wife. I am both in good times and bad, unless there's a way I can shield her from the bad times, which is what I try to do. And we've got hiya Johnny. Heyo. Heyo. Hey. Bloody. I mean, Blue. That autocorrect is going off. It happens. And you know what? It is thematic. It's pretty disheartening when no one watches my streams and only 2 close friends show up and they aren't martially inclined, so they really don't have many questions. Part of it is the scheduling issue. That's what's been kind of butting into my viewing of it, because I try to keep my weekends as my family time. But I will try to make your shows, and if I can't, I will watch them and I will comment on them as my systems are allowing, because trust me, it has been insane. But just keep doing it. It will get better. You just got to put in the hours and then be in chats. And I am doing what I can to promote you. If you could set up a 30-second video talking about what you do, give it to me. I'll promote it on my other channel and we'll get eyes on you. But Johnny says, I am one minor inconvenience away from becoming a violent criminal, but things could be worse. Well, that is a great segue to the other part. I will be shooting some videos in the very near future, because as part of LodgeCon, when I wasn't associating with the incredible folks from AmpGuard over there, doing art commissions, which I did several, and I have one more that the line work is done. I want to do digital coloring on it and really tweak it to make it awesome. But it's a surprise, so I can't show it around unless they figure out easily who it's for. Guys, do you know what I got from LodgeCon? The good folks who run, Pat and his wife, who I can't remember her name. I don't know if I ever heard it, to be honest. Wonderful folks. I'm planning to be up there again next year. And yes, my wife looked and went, we had enough fun that makes it worth it to be our anniversary weekend, is going and vending cool stuff at LodgeCon. They have a pumpkin patch, guys. Now, due to some things that happened this year, we were unable to carve the pumpkins we acquired for Halloween. And I got 3 more big pumpkins. So, yes, Mandy was kind enough to pack in the truck to go home with much grumbling, justifiable. She was right to grumble. And I have a new to me discounted wooden stool from Walmart. So what's going to happen is I think that the pumpkin menace needs to be addressed. And if only I had machetes and other items to hit pumpkins with to see what happens. Really, it's for science. It's for the history. The science of history. If I were to take assorted weapons and strike them violently, and possibly even con my loving wife, because she has a really big fancy glaive, and I don't know if she wants to risk getting it dirty on a pumpkin. I don't know if you can hear the soft, evil chuckles coming out from the living room, but apparently, my beloved wife is more than willing to hit things with the pumpkin. Now, somewhere around here, if we can find it, is also her Warhammer. And I'm thinking she might like hitting a pumpkin possibly with one of those as well. Oh, no. Let me explain. These pumpkins, these are mean, evil, possessed pumpkins. Because that vile warlock, Linus, has been going around trying to summon a Cthulhuian, Lovecraftian nightmare known only as the Great Pumpkin. Well, does he ever clean up his circles? Does he ever straighten up his mess? No. So we have all this energy going off like it's, the game, and we got to deal with openers and closers, and we have these possessed pumpkins all over the place. They must be destroyed over a tarp where the pieces can be gathered, roasted into delightful food, and eaten. Came into something scary? Hi, Alec! Not at all. Charlie Brown? No, what you came into is me justifying, carving pumpkins with pole arms. Pumpkin side. That's what Alec, you don't understand. I've been ambushed by pumpkins in the past. They try to roll up on me. Mm-hmm. I know how it is. They see me rolling, they hating. We'll see. I will gather evidence to defend my case. I am fully capable of this. But what have they done? You can't punish them for a crime that hasn't been committed yet. You shall see, good sir. Nick wants to be smashing pumpkins. Lamau, I'm scared. Smashing pumpkins is punk emo. I prefer Pumpkintalica. Now, first off, there is an answer to this. The answer to the pumpkin song is by a little-known band known as Brain Krieg and their seminal hit, Decomposing Pumpkins. You can only find it through the Homestar Runner site back in the day, although it is around. And it's coming time for the glory to be sought. Well, and it's really up to you guys. Do you want to see my wife, my lovely, demure librarian wife, striking pumpkins with a live steel glaive? Or not? I mean, it has little impact because I intend to do it anyway. But let's see. Those aren't the same pumpkins. This is like food racial profile. No, you don't know. I went out for dinner last night for my birthday. Yes, Alec. And we didn't do anything last year, and my mom made up for it this year, kind of. But this is great. I want to see a man could do that. A man to do that. Librarian of Doom. Are you saying that my wife, like Muffy Birnbaum, is a barbarian librarian? This could be fun to watch. So what will happen is I will record these probably from multiple cell phones with my love of tech. I will attempt to edit it into something visible, and there may be even some issue why pumpkins stalk me the way Killer Tomatoes used to stalk go. I lost his name. Oh, brother, where art thou? The main guy. George Clooney. Thank you. George Clooney. Yes, barbarian librarian. Indeed. And yes, I bought the stool to elevate them to a decent height for the sole purpose of doing this. I think it will be great fun. Plus, I have a couple machetes that should have no problem engaging in gore-based violence. Teenage Mutant Ninja Pumpkins. But then, you know, we will grind our foes up and turn them into pie, and it will be glorious, because we, like the Adams, believe that we will feast on those who attempt to oppress us. So I'm looking very forward to that. I also will be doing a video that's much less fun compared to, you know, pumpkin violence. Basically going through the variants of the basic drills I've been doing. And I want to talk about, you know, there is a misnomer, and it's partially my fault, in that I teach the linear parries and the offline parries, but people get confused in that you can cut into any of the parries and thrust out of any of them. It's just harder because you have to convert out of the offline parries, because offline parries tend to be wider. So let me get a implement here. So quick refresher. First, second, third, fourth. This is, of course, condensed for the room. And I'm not worried about footwork right now because I'm literally sitting in an office chair. But fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, right? The thing is, you can cut into first, cut into second, cut into fourth, cut into third. Okay? You can thrust out of fifth. You just have to bring the tip back down, and it turns it into a high line second. Okay? Unless your opponent's very tall, at which point you can absolutely thrust out of fifth, something I've had to do a lot. So I wanted to clarify that. And you'll notice, yes, because of the tool I'm holding, I am supporting with my offhand. I'm even counterpulling, because that gives you better strength. Pop, pop, pop. The motion, however, is the same one-handed or two-handed. It's a matter of strength, and it's a matter of comfort. So we want to keep that in mind while we're sparring. Let me scooch back, and let's see. I'm sorry. These are my new up-close glasses, but I can't read from back there. Alex says, my best friend is trying to find a way over here for the next D&D campaign to meet you. He finds what I show him of you to interesting. I said he should be scared. Aw, that's right. He should be. Unless he's respectful. As long as he's happy, respectful, and treats you well, there'll be no problem whatsoever, because I'm not protective of my people at all. And Thesis says, I've got a couple questions to ask offline. Well, you know, fire away. I am at your service, sir, as I would be because you are a friend. But, dude, you're a patron. You get to ask questions, request videos, and do whatever you want here or on the Patreon thing, which I know got neglected due to the floating health issues and the fact that you guys seem to really like that I keep everything public. So things are coming. One thing, the Patreon folks will get early access to all the pumpkin-related stuff. Sorry, you're just going to have to deal with it. They paid for it. They deserve the cookie. Oh, yeah, you two will get along just fine in those aspects. He's my scary dog. Aww! I do love people who identify as being a scary dog. But this is the time of year where we get to shift more into, depending on the temperature, the full armor sparring, because we can bundle up. We can put our big armor on. We can put our big coats on, and we can spar. Cookies? I want cookies. I love cookies. I'm not a big scary dog. Foxy tells me I'm too cuddly. Okay, to clarify, Thesis and Foxy are like Brutus and Pixie. Okay? Brutus is a big, friendly, warm safety net for according to Pixie. To everyone else, occasionally Brutus, has more teeth, and that is okay. But getting back to it, this is a great time to discuss gear. I will be starting to look for Black Friday sales to help you find deals. I feel free to reach out for items you're looking for. I may be able to find them. I know for a while some folks were looking for Kopesh trainers. I did find some polypropylene Kopesh trainers. I haven't been able to review them because it's not technically my jam. But if there's interest, I'll save up and acquire a set for those. Full gear, I am excited to see. So am I. It's been a long time since I've been in full gear. I'm reaching out to some folks to see who, if anyone, can do it. I will at least be able to go plastron, padded jacket, mask, gorget, all that, assorted joint protection. It just depends on who I can get to make it out. I had a couple opportunities. I thought people were going to make it out, and they couldn't this year, tragically. So we're still trying to work things around. It is hard because I moved between 70 and 100 miles away from most of my friends, which makes it financially difficult to get the gas to come out and temporally difficult. So we have to work on things. Sometimes I miss the days of having more room to train. Living in a 2-bedroom apartment without a yard kind of limits that, but I will make it work. Of course you make it work. I added the will have reflex. That's why we adjust our gear. We adjust our styles to our... And remember, anything you can do is lapping the version of you who does nothing. That is our greatest opponent. With the onset of winter theoretically happening, I say that because it's going to be 60 here for the next week. And since I have that unexpected time, I want to do a bunch of videos that I can then take my time, edit, and release for you guys as entertainment and education. We have to find ways that work. Things like this. A trainer that has enough for you to track and project mentally how far a longer blade would be, but the grip of it so that you can keep your motions but not destroy your ceiling fans, as I've demonstrated so handily. Let's see. And Alec, the other thing, if any of you are interested in seeing full gear sparring sessions, remember there is a huge backlog on this channel. And if you go back far enough, there should be a playlist of the sparring sessions. It's not complete, but you'll be able to see me and other sparring. I used to have a rig where I actually did POV sparring, where I had a POV camera strapped to my head to allow for POV sparring. The ability to have others spar and see from their perspective has been a very very missed aspect. It was a good thing to have, and I long for it. Let's see. Okay, we have that. Sorry for being quietish doing my nails. You do your nails, honey. That's one thing. that people get funny about in martial arts that I have noticed, and is something I've had to fight many of my students and my opponents, but many of my students are ladies. And being a martial artist, being a Western martial artist, does not, and nor should it preclude you or anyone else from having other interests, even those that are deemed feminine. Now, some people, feminine, some people treat the word feminine like it's a freaking swear, which drives me bonkers, because a great many of the toughest people I've ever known have been women, and that includes my mother and my wife. And, both of them can cook you out under the table, can make wonderful things with string and little sticks. Mandy crochets. My mom crochets in her own way. It's a whole thing. She's self-taught, and one doesn't necessarily understand the sorcery that she pulls, but it does work. My point being, never feel bad about doing the other parts you love while you're training in these sort of gentle arts of violence. You have both. I was watching a Chinese drama on Netflix last night. Handsome Siblings. I recommend it. Highly recommend it. This. One of the main characters was training in a big park courtyard. Made me a bit jealous. I fully understand that sentiment. It happens. And I think we all lust for the private Soleil courtyard training facility, but I am in the process of turning my backyard, at least in part, into that. And towards the end, I talk about how to do it in the end of my book. There are ways to convert your space to be more friendly toward those skill sets. Wooden dummies are very expensive if you're a Wing Chun person, but you can make them fairly inexpensively out of assorted goods if you are willing to be creative. Don't be afraid. If you have a support beam, something solid, you can put an impact target on there. Get a force shield, which is a type of punching bag for martial arts. Use that as a Pell. Again, when you're indoors, you should train with shorter weapons anyway so that you can do them indoors. If your style won't let you manifest indoors, you need to develop a style so that it can manifest indoors. Hi, Mags. We're joined by Trelena. In case you missed it, my love, we are going to be destroying pumpkins in the near future with edged weaponry, and Amanda seems to be of a mindset to do so with her glaive. If you get an opportunity, you are more than welcome to come out if you reach out to me and join us in the merriment. And then we'll have a tarp under it, and we'll gather up all the gourd remains and turn it into munchies. So I will just extend that as an offer to you, but it has to be done fairly soon. And Yosef, you guys want to come out? And we have 6 pumpkins currently. If you have some you want to destroy, feel free. I have a wooden stool we can put them on. It will be recorded for the entertainment and education of this channel. So you're more than welcome. Hey, Trelena. I don't know if you can hear my lovely wife, but she said, "What's that? Am I sensing a yearly tradition being born?" Hello. Hey, Dark Moon. It's been a while. Great to hear from you. How are you doing? Hi, peoples. And every night I watch a couple episodes, and by the end of the first episode, my sword's sitting in my lap. It stays there through the second. I fully understand that. Yes, says Trelena. And I'm going to skip ahead briefly to, I think that's a great idea, Amanda. So apparently you're going to have to discuss in the behind-the-scenes schedule the beginning of our annual pumpkin destruction. Perhaps as a tie-in to Friendsgiving. Anyway, the more the messier. And that was Foxy. I love you guys. Alex says, pumpkin smashing, so much fun. I wish you could be here, but you're 16. Give it 2 years when you're 18 and we don't have to worry about legal problems. And we'll get all sorts of shenaniganry. And Dark Moon says, best band. Now, Dark Moon may be referring to Smashing Pumpkins, but Dark Moon is also fairly cultured, so they may be referring to Brain Creek as well. Yes, it's a great idea, and Alex says make it a tradition so that he can do it when he's 18 with y'all. Doing well. How are we doing? We're doing fabulous. To recoup because we had some folks come in. This last weekend when I had to miss the stream, tragically, I went to we all went, my family, to LodgeCon in Peatone, Illinois, which held November 5th and 6th, 4th and 5th. Sorry. Anyway, we set up Friday and night and then Saturday and Sunday. I got to associate with some really wonderful Guardians, who there's a chance we may get visitation from some of them as, my site redevelops, and they'll get to play patty cake with some of our local people. I would never scheme cross-group training sessions. I don't know what you're talking about. How dare you make that accusation? But with that, I got to see some of their weaponry and techniques, and I was not disappointed. I was actually genuinely impressed with the quality of the people from the Kankakee group across the Illinois border and their interim king. I assume he's the interim king of Illinois. I'm not sure how it's organized. Gentleman named Travis. I don't know his last name. And I met a wonderful chap by the name of 10. He goes by a bunch of things, but 10 is what's written on his weapons. They put on a great little demo for me. I was entertained, and we got to have the kind of conversation that I live for, where it's martial artists of different schools talking about, hey, maybe this can help you. I had so much fun. I actually donated a line of the Simple Sword series and a game I did many, many years ago by the name of Melee to their group so that they could pass them around. And, if it can help them, cool. If not, I asked them to give me feedback. Maybe I can make some books tailored to help LARPers. I would love to be able to do that as well. So, that's what is coming down the pipe there. And let's see. Thesis says, I came to the realization today that I am learning Bagua fixed, Wudang snowflake sword, electric guitar, Mandarin Spanish, and Scots Gaelic. I practice all of them every single day. Remarkable. A scholar and a warrior. I respect your discipline. Absolutely. No wonder I'm so tired by the end of the day. Isn't it amazing what you do when you aren't caught up in mainstream television? I hate to say it, but by not watching broadcast television, I gain so much time. I still watch things, but I watch them on a schedule that fits my lifestyle. And Cindy says, hello there, General Kenobi. Hello, Cindy, who recently had a birthday. Everybody give a belated birthday to Cindy Cap. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And Nick planning something scary for me for a belated birthday thing. I am scared. It's artistic, Alec. It's me. I'm going to do you a picture. Okay? It's cool. I've had a couple rough sketches. I just got hit with some commissions that I have to take very seriously due to the nature of them. And that your picture's coming down the pipe. Plus, you know something none of the other gamers know, which is my anniversary gift. Because Mandy decided this beautiful beast, oh, hold on, it got my spare shirt, needed to be mine. So when I run D&D and I need a good boss to scale with D&D figures, I have a bone dragon of proper scale. Now, I am torn whether I will do a proper fill-in or I will be running my secret Pranksgiving module for the next session. We'll see, but let's see. Where was I? Tune into the Historical Fencing Guild Friday at 7 p.m., which I believe is this channel. Cindy likes to pull the fact that she is one of the escapees of Gallifrey. And do that. Thanks, Dark Moon. I'm also doing some DIY stuff and studying 3 different Dr. Yang Jwing books on top of all the rest. Oh, the benefits of the decentralized mind. Oh, by the way, if Blue Teddy's still here, I was thinking about you earlier. So, yes, there you go. Preview. Because I have to sketch while I work on things. Anyway, check out Nick's books on how to find big stompy robots with simple swords, engage them in melee fighting axes that simple spears through the thinning veil. I'm already having a ghost-ish story set in the Big Stompy Robots universe. And yes, melee weapons should be coming under the Doom Kaiser arc when I get to it. But if I don't work on the next version of Big Stompy Robots, the game, I'm pretty sure Joe and Trey will hunt me down and have words with me. So there's that too. And let's see. A tall order for a tall man. Very good, my friend. Best of luck to you, Thesis. Hoppy hoppy. And check out Nick's artwork at nickt.com. Thank you for the promotion, dear. Happy belated birthday as well, Cindy. Foxy and I haven't had cable for many years. I watch YouTube, Viki, or Netflix while practicing. See, that's what happens. We watch our streaming services or YouTube because most of my friends are on YouTube, and you guys make better content than most of the big shows while I'm building things or fixing things or drawing or doing things. Happy belated. Cindy survived 53 trips around the sun so far. Excellent. Bone Dragon. Can we name it? One, have you told anybody else yet, or is it still going to be a monstrous surprise for them? That is important. Can we name it? She was correct. It needs a name. Alec is also correct. Let's see. Help Nick teach people to help others be safely dangerous. Patreon.com/historical fencing guild. Yes, thank you very much. Oh, that's adorable. Thank you. I was sitting thinking, and I'm like, I need to draw Blue Teddy up because it just needs to happen. And I have to get your little poof ball right, but sorry. Roman Jingles. Catch up on the rest of the Historical Fencing Guild right here on this channel. And yes, guys, we have a lot, because it was mentioned sparring sessions. There are a lot of sparring sessions. I mean, no, it's a surprise. Bless you and your black little heart. Your loyalty will be fiercely rewarded. People keep telling me to act my age, but I don't know how. I've never been this age before. I just keep trying to help others and be a little happy. Just a little bit. And that works. Very festive. I thought so. Because they fought bone dragons like this before, but not like that. Alex says, I am a gremlin, Nick. You know I'm evil. Why would I give them my enjoyment? Oh, that's glorious. I have been a corrupting influence on this youth. I don't think I could be prouder. Go get misty-eyed again. But before I go any farther, I do want to put a huge shout out to Joe Bachman for what he almost did. In my time of computer disaster. Joe nearly solved my problem for me, and he explained it to me, and I actually got misty-eyed because you guys don't know it, but the friends I have here and the friends that I am tied to, mostly through the Historical Fencing Guild, but also through never mind the Friends of Morn and some others. I can't. There are times I can't process it. I can't process how amazingly good people you are. It it warms my heart and it restores my faith in, we'll say, humanity. But I am truly appreciative. And let's see. If anyone has any suggestions for different teas for me to try on stream, I welcome them. Try to avoid regional things because I can't get them in Utah. I don't know if you have access to Celestial seasonings, which I know are not the high end, but they are delightful. The white pear tea is my favorite tea of all time. Well, my second. To the oolong black that the Peking in Michigan City has, but you have to buy the tea from them, and it's in a red and yellow box in full Chinese. I have no idea what it means other than tea. And so that's way too regional for you. But there are a couple flavors of that. I especially like the light jasmine tea. It has a high caffeine content, so I can't have that, but it is delightful. I further the if you want an herbal tea, call Manda. What's the name of the spicy tea? She's going to research that. Bengal spice. Bengal spice is delightful, especially with some milk. It is a good tea to add milk to. The others I would recommend, of course, are a classic oolong black. Mandy lives for Irish breakfast tea. We aren't the biggest fans of Earl Grey. There's a substance in it that I don't like, and I can't remember what it's called. It starts with an A. But other than that, a good jasmine tea is not to be undervalued. It's gives you a good bouquet. And let's see, Joe is great. My dad is rather fond of stash teas. One of his customers does send him tea from China. That's awesome. If you can send me a picture, I can probably translate it for you. Oh, no, well, this is the Bengal spice tea. This is my favorite breakfast tea since I can't have caffeine. You can get this at most box stores or order it. But it really does. It's a very cinnamon, warm, spicy tea. Thank you, dear.
Irish breakfast is just Earl Grey without the oil of bergamot.
Or oil of bergamot, the stuff that tastes nasty. Irish breakfast is better than Earl Grey. I said it. I'll put my Dusty. Well, come here. You were on the other show today.
I think that's the point. He's like, I am famous.
This is Dusty. If you haven't gotten to see him, he is beautiful. Right there. Give him a good look. Show him how pretty your eyes are. Come on. No? Okay. Well, you can stay up here. Usually, well, it is night shift, so I understand. But I have to get another box, but that's 100 miles away. So next time I go to Michigan City, I'll pick up some tea. I was telling my teacher on how he has bad self-esteem and how, well, mine is terrible. On what I'm not, what I count the greatest person, but I say it doesn't make me a bad person per se. Irish breakfast is pretty good. The tea. Well, Irish breakfasts are delightful too, but that's neither here nor there. Jasmine tea is great. See, we have confirmation. Tea is toxic except for if you I can drink like peppermint. I'm sorry to hear that, Sydney. Sydney has a wide variety of food-based allergies. I do love a good peppermint tea, and it is very seasonal. It's a very refreshing sweet tea, and I do tend to like those. I don't like a lot of tannins in my tea. Some person says, take a look at Nick's books, The Simple Sword, The Simple Spear, and The Fighting Axe, Amazon.com/Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tucker II, author, and then all that gobbledygook. It is appreciated. And hello, some person. Tea is for the harbor. Spoken in true American. This December is 250 years since the Boston Tea Party. And since then, Americans have fixated on coffee. Although I drink chicory. I don't know if that's safe for you, Cindy. I wonder. Nick, if you get raspberry leaf tea, it tastes a lot like regular tea smells. Does not contain caffeine. Wonderful. Hi. I love you. Yes. Boop the nose. Okay. Kitty. Yes, Dusty has been rather eager to be on TV lately, and he just wants cuddle hug time. Dusty is my big cat. He is a big boy, aren't you? Look, this is a big boy. Big boy. Aw, furry co-host. Yes. I have to maintain my ability to defend myself. Yes. For the cats. I can get celestial seasonings at most of our local grocery stores. Excellent. A large number of them are quite delightful. Consider getting yourself one of these sampler packs so you can try if you haven't. Moroccan mint is really nice. Yes, it is. And Teddy says, I've been going through some peppermint tea recently. I put some honey and milk in it when I want something obnoxiously sweet. See, that is delightfully decadent. And as anyone who's a martial artist knows, tea is very important. And your tea should never taste like hot leaf water. I massively prefer tea to coffee, although I did find one coffee that I enjoyed. I was raised on coffee, and I started drinking coffee heavily at the mechanic shop it's Apex Muffler and Brake in Michigan City, Indiana, where I used to go to get where Dad would have his rigs fixed. I'd have to drive them out every Saturday morning to get his cars fixed. Because he was commuting to Chicago, he had 4 cars. So every single weekend, one of them needed the oil changed. It was a great way to keep me out of trouble, Cat. But they had free coffee. So I learned to appreciate coffee of a robust and powerful nature, and then built up from there. I find most Starbucks to be questionable, although I have a love for Veranda Blonde. Yes. It's one of the few blondes I actually like. Badoom cha. Okay. I like Echinacea. I can never say that word once I've read it. And also dandelion tea. Dandelion tea is delightful. But it's all for the harbor. Whoops. No, you can't go on that table. You can't. Oh, God. You are almost over my lifting capacity, Cat. My nerves, they just won't hold. You see, Dusty is, like all cats, is actually a polymorph dragon. And every once in a while, he decides to manifest all the weight. Sir, are you settled now? Okay. He's upset because I'm not paying direct attention to him. Cindy I was expecting raspberry tea to taste like, raspberries. Definitely did not. No, it didn't. Nick, once Dusty is out of the arms. Also, hi, Dusty. You say hi? Can you hold up the bone dragon? Best friend is watching and curious what you were cackling. Okay, I'm going to have to go off screen and put Dusty back out because I can't hold the bone dragon. Dear Lord, Cat. How much does Dusty weigh?
No idea. It was 12 pounds.
No, Stuart, I'm just trying to get my arms out. You can come out and play later, too. Nope. That's why the screen door's there. Okay. per request of the viewers, this is what my old bone dragons look like. Very nice, very intimidating, perfect for fighting the players. I'm still not sure how to get a hold of this dude because he wiggles and I don't want to break him. But this is my current bone dragon that will be subjected to the library kids. And there's a ghost attached to the back of the bone dragon's tail. Anyway, I have no idea how I'm going to properly store this because I don't want to break his ribs. He is freestanding, but I literally don't have anywhere that will hold. Can you stand down there, please? There we go. Hi, Stuart. Okay, so I've held up the bone dragon, making me do dragon curls. And let's see. Sadly, celestial cheesies are dangerous. They contain natural flavors, which they don't say it's not safe. I am sorry. Yes, caramel tea is delightful. Sorry about you feel that way about coffee. The blood orange tea I had last stream was actually really delightful. I love that this turned into a tea stream. Well, this was not planned. I started out life aiming for Giles. I metamorphosized basically into Artie from Warehouse 13, and somehow in the combination of Giles and Artie gives one Uncle Iroh. New betting pool. Guess Dusty's weight. Oh, now I gotta figure out how to weigh that cat. Loads musket. Oh, I love it, Dark Moon. My fault, I know, but I don't feel bad at it at all. Tea is an interesting subject. It's fascinating what we can discuss and the control it takes to make tea without burning it. If you look up, if you're going to cook teas and make tea a passionate thing of your life, there are lovely charts floating around what temperature to brew your tea at, how long. The ritual to tea is not simply ritual for enjoyment, but it is part of enhancing the flavor. You see, I have sought to be a connoisseur of certain things. I am rather specific in my tastes towards certain cheeses. I am rather passionate on the subject of teas and coffees because life grants us adventures. We might as well adventure as much as possible and find the food that moves our spirit the same way music or ideas move our spirit. It's all stuff we input. So it should be moving. Suspend it for the ceiling with the fishing wire creatively arranged. I would like to. I'm not sure if I can do that with the ceiling fan, but it is so gorgeous, and I'll have to have a quick release because at least once I have to use it in gaming. Thank you. He is pleased and excited to see what your players will suffer. Indeed. Are we going by metric or American weight? Because American weight is things like a cow the size of 3 bowling balls instead of just saying the actual weight. I will say this. I fully contend that the metric system is superior, scientifically, logically, etc. However, the empirical system is what I was taught. And what I embraced is the homespun borderline redneck system that when it comes to cooking that involves channeling your soul when determining how much of any given spice or product to use. But as I do not believe there is a metric, oh wait, yes there is, Celsius. You can look up the temperatures and they will be set up. You may have to convert them. The best things are never planned, Nick, and that's the fun of it. Oh, absolutely. Even coffee, even decaf gives me the jitters. I don't know if decaf is Decaffeinated coffee is roughly 20 milligrams per serving. Way you pick up Dusty, do the subtraction problem. To weigh a cat, weigh yourself. Yes, I know. It's just feeling patriotic today. Lamau, no problem. Nothing to apologize for. I love that shtick about the defending yourself as the founding fathers intended. It's great fun. No one is offended. But those who haven't seen my birthday stream at the end of October, Foxy got me a beautiful Chinese-style teacup that I've used for my streams. That is exquisite. Cheese. Sadly, both cow milk and goat milk cheese are not. Sheep milk is a thing, but it doesn't melt. That is true, but as my wife is allergic to milk, and my son, one moment. Follow your heart is the best melter.
So far.
Look for a brand called Follow Your Heart, vegetarian vegan cheese. Check that it's safe for you. If it is, that is the best one to get a melty consistency. It can fool me sometimes as being registered as a cheese, not a cheese-like product, depending on the flavor. A Russian caravan tea is very good when they mix some smoked tea into it. You, sir, are cultured, and I approve. That is delightful, as is a true Turkish coffee. My time in the SCA did forever ruin me on certain things, and whilst associating with the wonderful belly dancers and the people involved, I was exposed to the amazing Turkish coffee, which you drink in a little tiny cup, and it moves your soul. It is a spiritual journey. If you like coffee, you have to try it at least once. Dark Moon says this cat weighs 22 pounds. However, due to her size, she holds it very well. She's somewhat big for a Nebula. She's probably the most peculiar, loving breed I've ever owned. I won't have another type of cat. I understand. Well, now I have to Google why sheep cheese won't melt. Oh, God. Anthony Lang. I know a gentleman from the SCA. His name's Anthony Lang, and he's also, besides an incredible gentleman and a formidable fencer, he's a delightful cheesemaker. He may have some good things to say on this. That's what I love. I love being able to know people who know more than I on assorted subjects, so I can route you towards actual expertise. Oh, no, there's a difference between imperial weight and American weight. Imperial will tell you actual pounds. American will... I see what you're saying, yes. And that's the thing. American cooking, when you've learned Southern, I learned how to make drop dumplings. I can make beautiful drop dumplings, also a spiritual thing, to the point where if there is broth and I am unattended, the dumpling fairy appears. And I can neither confirm nor deny that it is me. But there is no measurement. You measure how much flour? About 1 egg's worth. How much salt do you need? Enough. Bit more than a pinch. And there are actual measurements where, like a half golf ball or so. But really, it's just learning by eye. It's a delightful thing. Hard to explain, but it is a spiritual and traditional matter. And as someone of assorted European stock, raised in America and married to a woman of other similar European stock and Southern upbringing, you cook with your soul, my friend. Measurements are for people who don't know the recipe yet. And then once you know the recipe, it never comes out quite the same, but it's always good. Preferred warm drink, especially this time of year, a cup of apple juice, a quarter cup of orange juice, and enough cinnamon. That actually sounds quite delightful. Thank you for understanding. I live to serve. Vegan. Oh, I did not know that soy is toxic to you. But I'll have to check that out. It might be a weird one out. I will ask around. We shall see what we can see. Soy throws off a lot of things. There are things you can do with tofu. One of these days, I will get me some boba for the stream, but I have to drive about 8 miles away to get it. Oh, Blue Tay has a prior arrangement running late. Thanks for the stream. Have a lovely evening, Blue. After I've made recipe a few times, I become a dumb cook. No measurement needed. Absolutely. And bye, Teddy. Well, we've gone an hour. And honestly, I was rather late getting my dinner, so I kind of rushed through it because I got home at 7:30. Unloaded the car after a doctor's visit. Had to get my tetanus shot and my flu shot. So I'm feeling it just a bit. So I think I'm going to call it here if no one really minds all too much. And I think cinnamon's really good for the mind. Smelling it will have an effect. Absolutely. It opens up the blood vessels. It opens up the sinuses. It opens up your taste buds and allows you to better absorb the smell of a lot of things. Ironically, red pepper, we're missing you already. I will be back next week. We're right back on our usual schedule unless something changes. And guys, with that, please thank you for the chat. I expect things to be very interesting by next time. Wow, it just keeps bringing that back up. But till I see you next, keep your eyes open. Do your drills. Be kind to yourself and each other. Oh, wait, hi, Inca. Yeah, I'm sorry. I actually have to take care of some stuff. You just hit it at a rough time. But if you have comments, I will see them. And any questions you have, I will be happy to address next week. So please be sure to throw those on, okay? And tune in to the Historical Fencing Guild. We will see you all very soon. But be kind to yourself and each other. And as always, thank you for supporting your local sword master. I will see you next week. Toodles, folks.